Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 7 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the previous video, we were able to finish up the gate. And as you can see, we have this one. And also the gate that we kind of opened a little bit. Now we're gonna continue working on this more. So here, what I'm planning to do, make sure you're in level 1. Let's add in the floor for this one. So here, let's go to click floor, edit type, and then duplicate this. This will be floor number 5. Edit, let's maintain the 200 thickness. And then here, let's set cast in place gray, and then click OK, and then OK. What I usually do is I add rectangle first so that we just go around here. So I'm gonna set all this one first, and then eventually we're just going to trim and extend all of those. And then we're going to set some of this with a different floor finish. So here I'm gonna trim and extend right here, and then we could just trim and extend here as well. Delete this. I want to trim and extend right here. For some reason this one is not, so I'm just going to use this, trim and extend. So I'm going to delete this part. I want to just use this pick line because for some reason this one was not working out. So now everything is good. I'm going to probably, I want my kitchen to have a different floor. I also want this part to have a different floor, and also here I want this one to have a different floor. So this one can be, and also this one. I want to set this one in, this one should be in ground level. So I want to make sure that I need to set this, all of this in ground level. So here I'm just going to click finish. Here I'm seeing that this is not finished yet. Going to use align tool, AL, to align this part, and then trim and extend, and then click finish. So this one has its own. I want to double check here because I believe I did set this one to level 1 instead of ground. So I'm going to CS that and then delete this, and then CM, and then here we need to set this one to ground, and then this one should be in ground as well. I want to set a different floor for this one. So edit type, duplicate, and then ground. This one should be maybe a concrete foam, just to change, and then click this one like that. Click finish. I want to see how it looks first, just to see that this one is now in this spot. I didn't want to push it because it's gonna overlap here. And then I want to, here as you can see, this should be only showing in the ground level. See, or I need to do an annotate here. And then thin lines. And then now I want to go back to level 1 and then change both of these floors right here. So click on architecture, floor, edit type, duplicate. This should be tiles again. So I'm just going to use a tile finish. I'm gonna use this porcelain 6-inch. Press OK, and then here I'm just going to add this one like so. Click finish. So that one is set. I want to set this part now and this one. So go back here, click on floor, edit type, duplicate. This will be 8, and I want to change this again to a tile finish. So I'm just going to use this 15 by 15. Okay, okay, and then select it right here. The problem is that in the openings nothing will be there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to extend this one a little bit just for the openings, so that nothing is blinking there, or there isn't a space that is not covered. SL, and then trim and extend. AL, I'm gonna align it from this, and then click finish. And then lastly, let's click on the floor for the kitchen. Edit, duplicate, sorry, we need to edit, duplicate. This will be 9th floor, and then another, let's put in a tile. Let's do the 25 by 25. Click apply, OK, and then OK. And then now let's add this floor right about here. And then we want to make sure that it's all covered. And then let's trim this out, trim this one, trim this part, and then here we want to make sure that this one is also similar with the other, that every gap is showing SL, and then trim this one, and then click on finish. And I want to double check the ones that we have right here. I want to make sure that there's no gap, and it looks like this one should be just fine. So what I'm gonna do is gonna go back here, this floor, I'm going to edit this. It doesn't need to have this anymore. So I'm just going to delete that and then use trim and extend. And then now, after this, I want to start adding the stairs. So here, under architecture, click on stairs. Let's just use this for now, the first, and then we could just edit later on. I'm going to add going up first. So we have from level 1 to level 2, and then we have 17. I want to make it even, so let's put it 19. So with 19 there will be 9 of each riser and then 9 of each on each side. So now that we have that, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to expand this one, and then let's expand the other as well. So we have 18, 13 for the distance, and then this one is 13. This one needs to be 13 as well, so that it looks same. The only problem is I don't want this one to expand too much. So let me just delete this again. I want this to be 16. Or let's make this one smaller. So I'm just going to delete that. It's just better to redo everything. So instead 14. So that's 7 each. It's more than enough. And then we could just extend this one. And then extend this one right here. In terms of depth, we could just maneuver it like that. 13 each. Let's make it 12 so that we have some space. So we don't have any spacing issue. And then here we could just pull it back a little bit. And then we could just maximize that later on. So I'm happy with this, and then we could just click on finish. And then let's go to insert again. We need to add in some lighting here. So let's go back. Just go back to the main. Look for lighting, architecture, and then internal. Here We have some table lamps. I'm going to add a standard one. Click open, CM, and we need to place it on top of this. So at the moment, we just place it on the floor. We need to know what's the height of the table is so that we could properly add it there. So here I'm gonna use section. So here in section, as you can see, we'll be able to know the height of this table. What you can do is you can use dimension tool to see that this is 762, and what you can also do is use AL, and then from here to the bottom here, and it will go at the top of that. So now that we know that, we can delete the section now, and then if we select that CS, the elevation will be copied as well on the created copy. So it will basically register whatever we set there as well. So that's good with that. Also, we're going to load some, maybe the floor lamp. Here we could just add a floor lamp, CM. Let's add a floor lamp right here, and then some tables. So let's go back to the table. Here we have furniture, table, and then we have those let's go back here. Instead of that, furniture, I think storage. So we have a credenza right here. Let's load that up. CM. We could add in the credenza right here. So we have some design right here as well. And then we have our table lamp in this spot, and then we could have in our entertainment system, our entertainment center, CM. We could load it right here, and then we could basically edit how wide this is. So we could put this one at 5,000, and then the center will be 2,500, and then that's how it goes. If we check it with our section, we could see how it looks. So let's flip this over to see on this side, and then as you can see, we have our entertainment system right there. And then we could even double check. What's funny here is we need to flip this on the other side. So now it's showing. And then we could even edit the height of this. We could edit, I know this is 3,000, but minus 200 for the floor, 2,800. So that it's above right here, it will be flush. And then here we could add in our TV. So let's go load family, go back here, TV, click on open, CM, and then let's add in the TV in the middle, and then we could add the height, AL, and then just look for the TV, and then we could just basically align it again and then add it there. We can edit how big it is, I believe we have the biggest ones right here, and you could edit the type, and then you could change how big this one is. So we could put this one at 2000, and then as you can see, it got edited as well right there. So that's good. What we could do is we could add in some storage right here for our coat. So that's something that we could add as well. As you know, we have so much room here, and then we could just move this one just about here, and then we could add in some coats here, and then some storages. So we have some shelvings that we could put CM. We could put right here shelving, and then at the side there we could also have the coat right here on this side. So here I'm going to select this interior wall, edit type, duplicate. We could make this as interior wall number 2, but the thickness should be 100 only, because this is just the closet. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this one now. Let's click it again. Let's look for interior wall number 1, and then don't connect it yet. Just align it first from the face right there, and then just connect it afterwards. And then obviously this is too much, so around 700 is good enough. And then we could just align it from here, and then we could maybe align it from the edge of the shelvings right here. So we could have a bookcase right here. And with this, let's insert some door. So we could have those sliding door. Go back right here. Under residential, we have some sliding door. Here we have 2 panel wood sliding. That's pocket, and this is the sliding. Click on open. I usually load all of them, because you never know how big or how small you need it to be. And then now you go to architecture and click on door, and then we have different sizes right here, and then you could just add one. And then let's click on one of the annotation demolish here, CS on that. I usually add 2 lines. That goes right there. So that will represent the rods inside of that. So I'm happy with how this one looks. And then what we can also do is we could have, if we're gonna do the interior, we're going to have like this back-to-back fireplace. It's probably the perfect fit right here. Instead of here, we could just have this one L, and then we could add this one right about here in the middle. So maybe we could just pick new host, or we could just CS this, slide it from here, and then here CS as well, or this one CS. This is should be interior wall number 1 CS, and then this one should be like that. I rather put it in the entrance so that there's something that is welcoming right here, and then we could just extend this one, so something like that. Okay, so we have something like this, and then we could just delete this, and then we could have something in the middle, SL. We could move this one like that, and then we could add a cased. So model in place, generic model. We have an extrusion, and then here we could change it to stone. So stone, so I'm gonna choose filled stone, and then let's have it in the middle like that. Extrude that, and then in terms of height, maybe we should extrude it around 300, and then after that we could have another extrusion. We need to set this one, pick a plane on top of this plane, and then let's extrude this one as a glass. So here we could just have this one, and then another offset of this 10, and then from the inside, that's the glass. Click finish, and then let's look at it at 3D. Good thing that this is still like that. So the glass should be a little bit extruded. That's why it's not showing a bit, because I'm still using a fieldstone material, so we need a glass. So I'm just gonna search glass here, and then here I'm just gonna use this one. Click finish, and then we're going to have that one. And then let's add in another extrusion on the top of that. So we could just use this again, edit in place, another extrusion. Let's set this one, pick a plane, and then let's set this plane on the top of this. I'm sure it's hard to see, but we could check it out in our 3D. Let's set on that, and then go back to level 1. It's basically asking you to go back to level 1. Let's use rectangle, and then extrude it on the top like that, and then let's change this to a metal finish. Here's some metal. I want some anodized silver, and then click on finish, and I want it to be all the way to the ceiling. So let's go and check here into our 3D, and then let's just put it something like that. I don't want to force it too much, because I know there's gonna be 200 millimeters thickness of floor going down here. So that's about it. That's what we created here. Something in the for the interior, basically a big fire pit, and then fire glass that will connect the family room, and then it will connect the formal living room, and then the dining. So that looks nice. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.